This is Coffee with God, and let us begin this day with the Word of God.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke, chapter 10, verses 1 to 12. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. Later, the Master selected 70 and sent them ahead of him in pairs to every town and place where he intended to go. He gave them this charge: "What a huge harvest, and how few the harvest hands! So on your knees and ask the God of the harvest to send harvest hands. On your way, but be careful. This is hazardous work. You're like lambs in a wolf pack. Travel light, comb and toothbrush, and no extra luggage. Don't loiter and make small talk with everyone you meet along the way. When you enter a home, greet the family. Peace. If your greeting is received, then it's a good place to stay. But if it's not received, take it back and get out. Don't impose yourself. Stay at one home, taking your meals there, for a worker deserves 3 square meals. Don't move from house to house looking for the best cook in town. When you enter a town and are received, eat what they set before you. Heal anyone who is sick, and tell them, God's kingdom is right on your doorstep. When you enter a town and are not received, go out in the street and say, 'The only thing we got from you is the dirt on your feet, and you're giving it back.' Did you have any idea that God's kingdom was right on your doorstep? Sodom will have it better on Judgment Day than the town that rejects you." The Gospel of the Lord.
Let us now listen to a reflection on this passage by a Claretian missionary, Father Francisco Carine. In our first reading from the book of Nehemiah in the past days, we proceeded very quickly, and from the idea of returning to Jerusalem to the point where the law of Moses is once more proclaimed in the holy city, making the people shudder, we went fast through the chapters. Though there is still a long way to go, once the people of Israel recognize God's presence in their midst, the quest will be successful, because right now it is in God's hands as to whether or not it will succeed. Indeed, the precepts of the Lord give joy to the heart. The Gospel of today narrates the appointment of the other 72 who were called to go ahead of the Lord to prepare the soil, to prepare the hearts of the people, so that they might be ready to receive the gospel of salvation. Here are a few things I would like to point out. It is interesting that this evangelizing mission is not only for the apostles, but for all disciples of Christ. Our baptism entrusts each of us with the responsibility of proclaiming the gospel to the world. It is possible that one of the great sins of omission in our church is that we may have forgotten this commission and have moved on with our lives as if it had no bearing on our commitment to the church and our Christian lives. The task is not an easy one, like lambs among wolves, as the saying goes, but it is the duty that we have. In order to accomplish this mission, a peaceful and compassionate heart is necessary, one that shares the life of the people he or she is sent to, heals the body and mind of those who are sick, and most importantly, one that doesn't hold grudges against those who do not welcome the messengers or the message. The judgment is left to God. Our mission is to welcome rather than alienate, to heal without judging, and to leave behind rather than reproach. Am I or are we mission-oriented?